Deep breath. All right, you may begin.
Alright. Got my introduction. But good morning, everyone. My name is Kateri Mithonas. My presentation is essentially microplastics and us. So my family shops at Walmart and Sam's Club. And at Sam's, things are sold in bulk, so they don't really have plastic bags. But they do have insulated bags for cold items. And at Walmart, they have, those free plastic bags. And so we'd all go home, we'd unload our groceries, and once we got home, and then, do you know what would happen with the plastic bags? Any guesses?
Under the sink.
The trash. And so, single-use plastic is being produced only to be, used once, and then thrown away shortly after. And it's become just as common as breathing. And according to plasticoceans.org, 380 million tons of plastic is being produced every year, and 50% is for single-use purposes. That's like half of that. And that means that 50% is being thrown away almost immediately. And you may ask, well, how much is being recycled? A lot less than you can imagine. I can't remember if my next slide is recycling. Oh yeah, this slide. And so, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development states that 73% of plastic waste ends up in landfills, majority. And then 4% mismanaged, and 19% is incinerated, and only 4% of plastic waste is being recycled. And within the United States and globally, I messed that up. Globally, only 9% is being recycled. And so that 73% of plastic waste that collects in landfills will not biodegrade, meaning it will not be made back into organic material. Instead, plastic turns into microplastics. And the National Institute of Health states that microplastics is plastic that's 5 millimeters in size, about the size of the end of your pencil eraser. And so, an article by Sharon Lynn DeBoss, Silent Scourge, Microplastics in Water, Food and Air, they state that, quote, "It does not take much to move microplastics from place to place. Just by opening a bottle or tearing a food wrapper, tiny pieces of plastic are sent flying," end quote. And microplastics are light enough to even drift on the wind and ultimately get everywhere. So what impacts is microplastics causing on the environment, on animals, on us? Today we will be looking at just what microplastics do to our surrounding area, or surrounding environment, and how we impact it and what we can do to make up for our bad habits. And lastly, we will look at some solutions that people have already started taking steps towards. And so, with that, do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? As catchy as the 2010 song Firework was by Katy Perry, we never got to know if the bag really got a new beginning. And so as it's flying through the air, the plastic bag is sent far off into the environment. It remains there, is sitting under the sun, and with time, it starts to break into nano and microplastics. A 2020 article found that plastics contain more than 40,000 chemicals. I'm going to butcher this, excuse me, but polybrominide diphenyl ethers, a chemical used to prevent products excuse me, from catching on fire. And it has been known to leak and escape from plastics as they break down. And so that means it's contaminating water and the environment when it gets there. And so the Center for Disease Control and Prevention states that fish and mammals have been harmed by eating food and water contaminated by this chemical. And these studies have shown effects on the thyroid, liver, and brain development. But we don't know if those same impacts can be said for us, for our bodies. Okay, not that great. The plastic bag broke up into bits, and now it will be sticking around for quite some time. But it appears it's not quite over for this plastic. So the wind picks up the microplastic bits of plastic, I said that wrong, and throws them into the air where they land up in water. Where marine life will unknowingly ingest microplastics, or even larger pieces of plastics. They'll be mistaken for food and can cause injury or death on these animals. And eventually, up the food chain, humans will eat said marine animals, and then unknowingly also ingest microplastics. And as early as pregnancy and birth, we are being exposed to microplastics. The Environmental Health Perspectives published a 2022 article on the findings of nano and microplastics in the placenta, breast milk, and in infant stools. And we still don't even know the full effects of that as well. And research is still in its earliest stages as we've become more aware of microplastics. That's for future, but okay. Research is still in its earliest stages as we become more aware of microplastics. But instead of waiting for that research to make us want a new start, we can start working towards improving our relationship with reconnecting the problem, or recorrecting the problems we've created. And 8 states, as of 2021, have made steps towards creating a difference. California, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Maine, New York, Oregon, and Vermont have all banned microplastics within their states. And as of May 14th, 2022, New Jersey has joined, bringing with it a very enthusiastic program, Goat Oat. As stated on their site, Goat Oat is a reusable bag that allows you to check out clean reusable bags and return them when you're finished using one of their convenient stand kiosks. And they have partnered with Target, CVS Health, and Walmart. And in their stores, they have these kiosks. And Cheryl Berkeley, the Senior Vice President of Corporate Social Responsibility, CVS Health, said, quote, "Testing these new solutions that can replace the single-use plastic retail bag builds up on our deep commitment to creating a more sustainable world," end quote. Although Goat Oat is solely located in New Jersey and Canada, other organizations, although they're located solely in New Jersey and Canada, we could start working on pilot programs to do the same thing in our states. And other organizations are also working on cleaning the oceans, like the Circulate Initiative. If you're interested in getting out there and helping hands-on, these are great opportunities. And on a smaller and more consumer scale, we can help by simply changing our consumer and recycling habits. The switch will come with a small one-time price, using reusable bags instead of those little devilishly free plastic bags. But it will last far longer and have more durability than plastic bags. So, switching from plastic containers to alternative containers like glass or Tetra dishes, your leftover dishes essentially. And so, with that, I give you all your first baby steps towards change. That ends my presentation. I'm giving you guys these reusable bags. I'm not bribing you, I swear.
Thank you.